Nice. Mending the schism, so we're close, guys. We need 30 development in Antioch, Jerusalem, and Alexandria. That means obtaining Alexandria. I need a church, which I do have as well. So they need some diving. We need one more war against the Mamelukes, whose truce is up. They're looking pretty strong, but we'll cook them. And then mending the schism itself, we need, it looks like 22 more provinces to be owned by the Ortho Bros in Europe. 22 more, so Aragon's truce is up. 3, 6. And I'm going to use that if I call in France to deal with the Netherlands Defender of the Faith. France is greater than him. And then we'll go for Portugal, chunk him. Say that's like 5 more, so I'd need 11 more. Polish truce is up in 2 years. So I could feed... Yeah, it's any non-Orthodox. Could feed Russia into that. And Russia doesn't have a truce with Denmark either. So we're close. But Syrian rebels just spawned. We left it there. Hey Among Us, what's up, dude? Hey HB. Give that Croatian province to Dalmatia to make it possible to diplo-vassalize him. See, that shouldn't be real. I don't own his core. Nice. But can we bridge this gap is the question. I'm not sure. Hang on. Don't you get a small bonus if you have a CB? Is there Green has Casus Belli or something? I thought there was. Frick. Oh, I can take 2 cores here when I attack Poland. That would be +2, and then would feed Russia 9. That would be the goal, I think. It's manageable. So I'm going to do like 6 here, like 5 or so here. Polish war, and it's done. If I could diplo-vassalize Croatia, that would make it a lot easier. That's 5. Hey Windrunner, what's up, dude? So trust would be 9. I think this is possible, but I'm trying to figure out what I can do. Like, it's the economic base modifier. So would partial stating things up make a difference? Yeah, that's the Venetian side. We could partial state that, or I guess we could full state it. 2-week vacation, nice. Very nice. I could have sworn there was a little modifier for has claim, but I don't see it. I seem to remember that. Like, if you've claim on them, they're more likely to be vassalized, but I don't see it. Well, Silly looks really close though. How? The problem. So trust with Silly would give it to us. But I don't think that's enough. He's obviously 1 province. Okay. We'll work on Croatia. So, reputation advisor. Legitimacy goes up. How old's our ruler? Might not die. Okay. Alright, so for me, we're looking at the Syria defecting, guys. We can't mess this up. I will feel safe to declare a war once he walks into the Mamluks' territory. And I'm looking forward to starting a new campaign. Average autonomy and number of buildings. Really, buildings contribute to economic base? Maybe like force them at building? How rich are we? Yeah, it's the autonomy, I know that. That's why I said states. Where's the autonomy map mode? Yeah, our autonomy is pretty good though. You know what? Let's full state Jerusalem. Let's do it. It doesn't have a trade center. I've got the governing capacity. I've got the admin points. That would help. See, I'm not sure that these buildings do anything, guys. Regular buildings. Towards the economic base. Maybe like force them a building or something like that would. Okay, we've got a merchant fluctuating, so we're doing Ragusa into Genoa. Valencia comes through anyway, but it would give me some trade steering. It goes all the way down here. Get a lot of trade steering from that. Even though there's only 10% here, it still comes through. It's a little bit harder because he's a kingdom. But that's okay. So if you guys are wondering where I've been, guys, I got banned. For the second time ever in my so-called career. Yeah, I got banned. Okay, let's go for Aragon. Let's scourge Florence if I haven't already. Because Twitch is trying to protect me and our community. Chat. That's why. From me, of course. No, it's, well, even, I know some people, I'm posting this to YouTube, are watching that. It was earlier. So I'm not really sure, you know, what I can say or what I can't say because I got banned for talking about it, but all those rants about the little hats and you talk about the Allah Akbars and you're cooked apparently. So, I remember last time I got banned. I wasn't actually aware of it at the time, but I didn't make any ad revenue. And that lasted a year. And then the big thing I noticed is when the ad revenue came back, I'm like... Yeah, because I remember remarking about it, how like YouTube... You post the same video on YouTube, roughly the same views or whatever as a VOD, and you make so much more money. Like, it's not even comparable. That is the case. You make like 2-3 times as much for something, but little did I know I wasn't making any money because of the ban. So, and that lasts a year. So I hope that's not the case, but it probably is. So it probably costs me like, I don't know, it's nothing crazy, but like $100 a month or something like that, which ends up costing like, if it lasts a year, obviously like 1,200 or something, which is pretty lame. Hey Conti Ponti, what's up, dude? Nobody watches on Kick Windrunner, like nobody. I literally dual streamed on Kick, but I unironically had like 0 growth, like 0. So yeah, I still get sub revenue. I do. No, hopefully the ad revenue thing is like ambiguous anyway. Maybe I do get it. I'm not that worried about it, but it's just rats, rat people, I mean, my sister in Australia experiences terrorist attacks. It is what it is. Just trying to make people's, you know, my nieces and nephews are not safe. You know, New Zealand is like a, it's like the tutorial zone of the world. And some things, it just doesn't seem like real life. But, you know, what did Australia ever do to them? Nothing. But you're not allowed to even talk about it because it's the world we live in. Very weird. The real threats. Okay. Yeah, turn on the news, F12. I mean, it's worldwide. What is the game called, Conti Ponti? It's called EU4. Europa Universalis 4. Okay, we will... He wants money. We're going to give Russia money because he's also so in debt that he won't even do wars with us. It's negative 3k. So... that's fine. I'd give him money anyway. We've discovered Songhai now, guys, which means they get AE against us. Okay, as soon as the Syrians, at some point, they should walk into this... would you call that an enclave or an exclave or something? I don't know. But once they do that, yeah, we are Byzantium. We are... and we start off this big at the beginning of the game. This is a great Byzantium game. I haven't been taking it very seriously, but we've been the #1 great power. We hit that before 100 years into the game. We hit that like early 1500. Pretty proud of this game, but... okay, so I think that's the last Syrian core he has. So he's got no other option but to walk into the Mamluks after this. I'm not talking about breaking news, F12. Chill, bud. I'm talking about in general. Your name's Constantine, so it's cool. Cool. I have a city, Constantinople, I do. Yeah, Constantine's a cool name. Yeah, but it's one group doing it, F12. Anyway, brother, I just got banned, like I said, from talking about this stuff, so... Don't debate me. Please. That's the point that I'm trying to make. It's one group doing it. I got banned from Twitch. I haven't streamed in like 10 days or something. Okay. So I want this 20% governing capacity. That's a big modifier. What policy do I get? I don't think anything important. +3 tolerance to true faith is pretty cool. 15% manpower is cool. Yeah, they are scumbags on Twitch. I agree with that. So I'm spiny at working Songhai. Was there a reason why? Probably to take West African map. And this feels very weird being at peace, guys. We're about to down Aragon, so... Yeah, this one stack is enough to take him out with this fleet. And then France is going to take out the Netherlands for us. Begin annexing Florence. We would annex and then continue to diplo annex. That's the idea. Okay, so I'm supposed to div Jerusalem, and it's Orthodox now, right? So it needs to be 30 in order to be able to pass the mission. And Antioch needs to be 30. We actually had prosperity in Antioch. So can the burghers... The burghers are not happy, guys. The Netherlands did form. It was Burgundy who formed the Netherlands. And France was actually having a bad game. And then they, you know, had a bit of a comeback for real. I mean, they weren't having a terrible game. They were just very stagnant. But Burgundy gave them up their land. As you can see, Burgundy was all the way down in Italy. They had, like, all of this. And France benefited as well. But that's okay. We're allied to France. Am I playing multiplayer? No. Being from New Zealand, I essentially don't play multiplayer. Okay, is this a fort? It is. Okay, so it's going to take him time. Let's do it, guys. Let's start the war. 22. Damn, the capital's 29. Okay. They're allied to the enemy. Oh, France! He just griefed me, bro. Alright, he helps against Portugal anyway. So we'll do the Portuguese war, and then I won't need help here. I'll do it same time. Oh, boy. Bastard. Okay, that's alright. 22. It will be more economical to not take the capital. So let's go for Porto. Alright, so this is a big war. And now we'll dial Aragon and focus on this. So I'll want a separate piece Milan. And take out Aragon myself. Okay, so we got to be really wary of any potential ally going into the Mamluks territory, which I don't think they will. Hello, what's up? How are you? Constantinople gets 5 development. It's just so expensive here. Siena 50 opinion? It's my subject. I think we just take the money. If that rumor is true, the economic base Yeah, why don't we do... I'll sort by building slots. I'll do this 4 summit building. Costs 200 a pop. That's crazy, but we are rich. We're hoping to improve our economic base, which I actually don't think this does anything, but HB implies that it does, so we'll see. So we're mixed relations. We can get 5 reasons from trust, which brings us to 69. It's a long ways off, guys. I can boost my rep. But realistically, I've got to improve that economic base. So we do have to dev for our goal. Because I stated Jerusalem for that reason, it will... Yeah, the autonomy is 0 in both provinces. That will increase that modifier, but it's like... You know what I mean? How much will increase it? I don't know. Now, which points do we have available? We've got some Diplo, we've got a lot of mill. Apparently, we don't get development from burgers, which is surprising at 10 prestige. It's because I don't have the supremacy one down. It disappeared. Something made it go away. That's why we don't get, like, the prestige modifier. I forget what it is. It's so late in the game. It's like the Parliament or something like that. The Parliament made it go away, I think. Something like that in the late game. Okay, we should put down... I do have the edicts. Okay. Thanks, Scope. Yeah, I'm a rebel out here. I'm getting banned, guys. Bad boy getting banned from Twitch. Because there's no freedom of speech on this platform. Okay. So we'll dev. We'll see if we can deploy vassalized Croatia. Now, for missions, we also had one to boost Constantinople. There was a decision, rather. We've got this one. That's 100 military points. I can do that at any moment. The Pranar one is to have at least 2, which apparently I do. But they're supposed to have less than 5 Liberty Desire. I can stream on YouTube. It's also, I was doing this for so long on Twitch that, like, people still watch here. Which I appreciate. Even though I'm not very active. Okay, this is full annexation of Aragon. Now, I'm not so sure about the Songhai spy network. I don't think that's important. Okay, so Provence just disappeared from being annexed. That's good because they were hostile. So, what I was just about to say is any Catholics we want to improve relations with for the actual mending the schism. So, especially because I'm about to annex one of them. I can tell you right now that that modifier is the exact same modifier. 68. Noble's worried. Rude. Random stability hit. That's pretty reasonable, Scope. stop watching or mute the stream or something if you don't want to listen. I mean, I get it. It's offensive, some of the stuff that I say, guys. I don't deny that, but it's the world that we live in. I'm offended, if you can't tell. I'm offended by Chomo profits. So I blew a ton of money on these 4 summit buildings, which I think are halfway constructed. And I do hope that affects that modifier. I'd like to be wrong, you know what I mean? But I don't think it does. Nor does this. I'm pretty sure it is basically your autonomy only type of thing. Oh, you know what would do it, I think, is this. So this is what you typically, it's 5% autonomy worldwide, and it's by far the best late game. I mean, I lose 1 relation, which is fine. Let's do it. We've got a lot of territories and things, so hopefully, I'll check that 68. Let's let the month update. It was 68, the modifier. Hopefully. Okay, I also have dev cost reduction here, 5%. The influence is low. But that's something. This has got to go up to 30, guys. Don't want to fall so behind in technology, but the MEMS, yeah. We're not going to tech up either way. Yeah, he's on a fort, unfortunately. It's taking a long time, the Syrian rebels. So it's a very slow process. Why do I feel like France isn't up to much? Okay, they are. They're over in the Netherlands. This guy's finally done. 20% more governing capacity. We just got 15% more manpower. 3 tolerance to true faith. Beautiful. They made some progress out here. Why is the buildings even up here? I think, guys, I actually deleted, as per the advice of somebody, I deleted my entire EU4 folder. So I basically saved this run, just the save, and copy pasted it in there after deleting my entire EU4 folder. And I wish I could say that that did something, but it didn't. My EU4 is still scuffed. Like I said, EU5 runs more smoothly than EU4. It's just stupid, but it is what it is. I mean, this is not, even now, like, it's whatever. I'm not on the max speed. Like, I'm not raging about it or whatever, but trust me, the game becomes virtually unplayable when the numbers get huge in the late game, or depending on the size of the war and stuff. But yeah, there's been a lot of changes. I had to redo pretty much everything that you take for granted. Like you forget about this stuff, like the map modes. Okay, I can go camera on. I'm still in winter here, guys, and here's the truce with Poland. We have some foggy days and stuff. Unspark We'll have to buy that. Printing press knowledge. So I would love to eclipse Austria, guys, and max relations with him. I don't know if it's realistic. Okay, Croatia, guys. That was a 68 modifier. It went down to 66. Oh, boy. So we're 20 off, exactly, because you have to be one higher. 20 off. I can get 5. And then I think reputation is like... It's like 3 per rep. Maybe it works where if the legitimacy rounded up to 1, it would give me 3, or maybe it would give me 1. You see what I'm saying? It probably counts partial. I don't know. But we can get reputation advisor. Yeah, I just... Frick, man. I just don't see it happening. He probably is going to dev himself. When they respawn in like that, they have... no monarch points, is my understanding. But he probably is going to dev himself. What it says in the wiki, the economy base is only calculated by development and autonomy. Yeah, see, I called it. It's dev and autonomy. Yep. So it's dev, but if it's reduced by autonomy. So if you have a territory that has 10% autonomy, or what, 90% autonomy, then it would only be worth 10% of the dev. Yeah, so it's alright. I have the money anyway, but as I suspected, I was skeptical. Unfortunately, it doesn't do anything. None of the buildings, whether it's actual economy or... That's why I said maybe force on it, because I know it says economy, but it doesn't mean economy. It means autonomy. It means dev that is not autonomous. That's also why I stated some of this. I mean, I wonder if I could find certain areas that I could state up. There's no point doing it now anyway, but we probably could. We could partial state a bunch. I could partial state a bunch. I just got governing capacity as well in North Africa, because we got the trade centers inside of the trading company. Oh, no military access. Do not give military access. So, that's right, Russia is colonizing this game, guys. 2, 3... Whoa, Jolof. That's a West African colonizing. And Russia's fighting him over it. Okay, does Russia want... Look at this, he's colonial personality. Damn. Russia's dynasty and stuff has changed so much, like, during this game. I wanted to check, because he's colonial personality, if he wants West Africa, but he doesn't, surprisingly. Well, it's a bit slow, guys. In fact, extremely slow on settlers. So, unfortunately, I don't think we have all the time in the world, and I don't think we're going to see Russia actually set up a colony. He's about to take another one, and therefore, he appears to be close, but he'd need one more additional colony. Wow, that was actually a good siege. The sieges are so cancer. That was good, though. Milan hates us and he's Catholic. If I could transfer trade power with him, that forces him to have relations with us. And we might find it makes the difference to get him hostile, away from hostile or whatever it is, outraged. Because we can always send money, influence, and potentially insult if he does. And see, this guy's a different religion, reformed, so we could insult him without worrying too much about that. Okay, France seems to be doing a pretty poor job separate piecing the Netherlands, unfortunately. It's okay. So I'll try catch this to the day, this occupation. Deving these up to 30 is a lot, man. I'm just saying. Got these great projects. Okay. Milan's done. So Aragon should be... Whoa, he's got something down on the coast. So Aragon's colonizing as well. I can full annex him and I can take I can take Africa. I don't think I will though. I think we will exile him. It is AE. Is there any way we could mend the schism with Aragon after doing this? I guess vassalize? If I was to vassalize them and then fund their colonies? So cancelling cores that are owned by me would obviously help, but I'm still gonna own a lot. That doesn't cost anything. I think I'll do that. Ally Italian opiums, feeding them under 100 and the vassalizing into Pranos feels good. Yeah, but similar to Croatia, dude, it's very difficult to diplo-vassalize. We're better off grabbing what we can. Like, they're very high value provinces, and like one at a time I've been diplo-vassalizing them, as you know, and it's a non-aggressive expansion way to expand, and it's good, and we should be grateful. Yeah, republics get like a 30 modifier. Okay, because this is not an annexation. Piece them out nicely. So, Valencia is an easy trading company to manage. This is also an area I could partial state. I'm sure there's a lot of areas we could partially state. Obviously, this modifier is going to be worse when we're overextended or something. That's another thing. Were we checking it when I was not overextended? I think we were. Okay, so Portugal themselves. Milan appears to be negative 100, so hopefully we can get him into the positive and mend the schism with him too. So the goal is to mend the schism, guys, and we're getting really close. That was the main goal. We need... If we're not going to do it this session, it's going to be next session for sure. This AE just feels like so much, man. Okay, where's this capital? All the way up there. Stick to the farmlands. So we even have a coalition forming. That is a Catholic. I don't think that's a real coalition. We got England. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. It does make things really obvious as to who hates us, though. Denmark is Protestant. Just a scornful insult with him for English relations. Nice, England's friendly. It's one of the big potential participants. Okay, so this guy could obviously flip at any moment. I kind of want to keep an eye on it. Naples would have to be eliminated. That's the sensible thing. And if there's no defender of the faith, that's Milan and Venice. That would be an easy war, but we'll never befriend him. So yeah, I will improve relations with these guys. Makes it really obvious. Get them into the positive so that they mend the schism. I guess the Netherlands, guys, we could release nations here. Cores are gone. Surprising, he changed the culture. The Burgundian changed the culture. That's right, the Burgundy was emperor this game, guys, giving him a cultural union, which increases the because he might not have promoted this culture otherwise, right? Because he didn't control that much of it. He controlled like 2 provinces, but in his mind he's like, this is my culture, because he's got the empire government rank from being the emperor of the Holy Roman Empire. Crazy game. France got all the way up here and then didn't yoink on one of these. Rip. Okay, so this money, guys. Oh, Ethiopia. We're at war with Ethiopia. What's his tech? 13. Jeez Louise. Okay. Let's hide behind our... Ah, they have access through the MEMS! Brother. I mean, I don't like that at all. I can't even piece this war out right now. I really have to try hard here to wrap this up. I mean, look, guys, we can just attack the Mamluks and take Alexandria, but I so want this for the border gore, right? It's so much more satisfying and stuff. He could go into the Mamluks at any moment. I just gotta try to fight this as fast as I can. Dude. You know the AI just has a tendency to troll as well. Are they just gonna go straight there? Okay, good. Go to this fort. I should be glad they haven't already killed it. Like, they're walking in a roundabout manner. I appreciate that. Yeah, so the Netherlands, I'm definitely more inclined to just piece them out, but it's only 20 war score to release the Italians. Don't even think about it, bud. Don't even think about it! Okay, they did occupy this, guys. They'd have to liberate it now. So, what was that? Was it in December? Or was it in January? It's in Jan. Interesting. We just got +3 tolerance here. Our tolerance is insane, so that -2 we can shrug off pretty easily, I would say. Okay, I suspect the Syrians are moving now. They're gonna die, I think. But you know, in theory, that one occupation should have been enough. I'm gonna assault this. Our manpower's doing well, I would say. You see Friesland, you live there? Yep, that's... I can see your house from here. Yeah, he's walking up to Antioch. It's all it takes, though, is this. They're dead. I mean, they did it. It's a fort. It is a fort. That Syria defects unless this gets liberated. I feel pretty comfortable with that. Okay, if you guys do not 35 this, matter of fact, is this a level 2 fort? It is. We got the walls breach modifier. I'm going to assault this. That should be the Netherlands out. And that's his Defender of the Faith gone. Just take money here and there where I can because, a lot of it goes to France. France is broke. I have to pay them so that they will participate anyway. Why? Why? They just walked off the fort when it's about to win this stupid game. It's not the first time he's done that in this war either. But I have the anti-derp stack? There's absolutely no reason for them to derp there. There's nothing going on. Disgusting, man. It's just EU4 being painful. Okay, they managed to retain some of the siege progress, thankfully. Coalition appears to be dissipating. I want Catholics. I mean, that's mostly Cologne and Palatinate. It's not too hard to remember. Cologne, Palatinate, this guy. What are the mems doing? You better not get in there. Nobody give them access. I mean, it's just me. Pretty sure it's just me. Don't give access to anybody. And we're fine. So when I'm diplo-vassalizing, we should focus on diplo-vassalizing a non-orthodox, because I enforce religion on a lot of them. Non-orthodox nation. Like Ferrara. These two. And that will help us achieve our the schism sooner. Yeah, matter of fact, guys, obviously we could do more Castilian wars and stuff if the game goes on, but I'm hoping if I do 2 here from Poland plus feed Russia, that's it. So we peace out Portugal. We need 18 in total. So this is going to be like 5, which means we need 13. That brings it down to 11. So then feed Russia 11 might be too ambitious. But feeding them 9 or so and diplo-vassalizing 2? Definitely plausible. So that aspect is done, but in order to mend the schism, we of course need to already own Alexandria. We need Jerusalem, Alexandria, and Antioch to be 30 dev, which is a little unreasonable, I'm not going to lie. It's an insane amount of dev. 18, 18, and 25. So it's a lot of monarch points to invest. Typical AI, like, just takes it on 28 or whatever when I just suffer on every 4. I have to admit, though, we've been sieging well since I got back. So, why can't I barrage this? Because France controls the occupation. We are very lacking in war score. Of course, he's got large colonies. I wonder about piecing out Ethiopia. It's going to take a long time to get down there. We need the upgrade on the cultural map? What does that mean? What are you referring to? These provinces are still going. It's been about 100 years. They're converting over time. Oh, that's what you're checking on, Chibi? Yeah. So there's one mission to do it faster, which we didn't take. We did not take. So, and it does all of Anatolia, which is quite large. At least I believe it does. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know about these ones. You know, it can't be a coincidence that none of them are done. Does it do this? Does it go all the way out there? I don't know. But it says it does Anatolia. So it might be hard-coded, though. Like, here. There's a wall. Culture only makes a difference in your states either way. Okay, what debate would benefit us, guys? Our manpower's not doing great. Autonomy change is not that significant because I'm thinking diplo-vassalize. If we could get dev cost reduction for deving, that would help. Is there such a thing? This is a nice one just in general. Diplo annexation cost. Let's do that. That saves us monarch points. Eight autonomy in Crete. We're an empire. It goes down over time. Autonomy is pretty good. Like, that's while at war. It goes down by 1 in 4 months. So that's free, basically. While at war. Hey, Kulshi, what's up, dude? How are you? Okay. How about, try to prevent them from crossing the strait? It looks like that's what they want to do. Yeah, so if we occupy Lisbon, he's pretty unhappy, right? For war score. Looks like that some war score here snuck out against us. Okay, use our diplomats. improving. When you mend the schism, anybody who's outraged or hostile or rival doesn't flip. I'd really like to eclipse Austria. I don't know, we'll have to think about it. What is most likely? I mean, he has the printing press and I don't. So let's save up for that. Institutions are really important, but, you know, who knows if that will do it. I kind of doubt it. This is doing some devastation to our nation, which we haven't experienced in a long time out here. But we're so prosperous. Doesn't matter. Try to repel the Ethiopians. There's some quick core in there, guys. That is some quick coring. Oh, that reminds me. I wasn't even coring that one. Yikes. I didn't have the admin at that moment that I pieced out. Oopsie daisies. Yeah, so Salzburg is thoroughly above 100. Nice. We can always throw money around, influence, a gift. So these guys are going to be... Once the coalition goes away, they're going to be chill. It would be really cool for me if Aragon relations could be repaired. So it appears it's mostly the AE, eh? Now we are on improved relations here. I wonder if... Does he keep a merchant up somewhere where we could establish communities? It doesn't look like it. No. I mean, that's... I guess 244 is just way too much. But I mean, if we improve by 100... Gift influence, that's 50, that's 150. So I feel like the yearly could make a difference. The declared war goes away, was at war goes away. Give him some subsidies or something as well. Guarantee him. Hey, Conquer. Yeah, I've been fine. I've been actually gaming a little bit more because I got banned, Conqueror, so didn't stream. But it's mostly a waste of time. Bruh, I'm just waiting on that. Look at our legions. You can only hope I didn't play Hon. I definitely did play some Hon. I play Hon occasionally, it's fun. Oh, for frick's sake, dude. Okay. Why is it always this way, man? And it's always the last one. Frick. Let's go blockade him if we can. I rage too bad. Yeah, I feel that 100%. I don't want to act like I'm above that. But I'm just saying, like, in general, I've gotten better, actually. Yeah. Just don't care as much, really. It's such an old dead game. You can't justify it anymore? Yeah, same here. Okay, who would be the next subject to come in? I guess Pisa or Siena. So we have to prep their relations. Nice. Okay, that's a piece out. I'll take a little bit of cash, even if it goes to France, that's fine. Now, part of the reason I took an entire state like this, yeah. Let's go ahead and, I should have called afterwards. We can concentrate. So we do have these little goals to develop our capital, which is ridiculously expensive now. Now, I haven't expanded administration, or infrastructure rather, like at all. I feel like the governing capacity can handle that, so YOLO. That reduced it by a lot. I think admin with our 50 CCR is doing fine. We can fall behind a little bit. I'm going to do it again. That only reduced it by 8, guys. Like 25% dev cost reduction or something. But I feel like we'll never get it there otherwise. So that's 5 dev. That's pretty monstrous. 5 dev. 57. I think 60 is one of like the benchmarks, but I'm attempting to do it through... I think we already did the decision. So it's the metropolis. It's this one. The megalopolis. 65? 65? Dude. And then it says it doubles at 70 and 75. Like, guys, that's 25% goods produced, 25 tax, 25 manpower. I mean, holy crap. But you do want that if you're playing the game. Look at the 5 max absolutism. A reduced culture advisor cost could be amazing. We are Bulgarian though, which is a little bit dubious. There's actually a event to flip you to Bulgarian, and that's like a niche. I don't really remember is the thing, but apparently if your ruling class is Bulgarian, it stays Bulgarian. So maybe best to avoid that one in general. Okay, so France, we're barely retaining France as an ally, guys. Shoot. So Polish truce has come up. Looks like England bought Defender unless he's allied. He is allied. Okay. There's no reason not to start that. Yeah, I got banned, Conqueror. Like I said. I got banned because of my rants, but it's, you know, should I take cheap shots or shouldn't I? Like, obviously, if I want to be able to stream, you know, I'm mixed about it, guys, because I don't. It's not that important for me to stream. You know what I mean? It's not like it's my job, but you know, everybody and their mum protesting in the streets, right? About like a certain group. And everybody and their mum, like, you know, the number one commentator in the world, right? Like, this group, the little hats, they're such a big problem, the little hat. And then you know, I've said so much about the little hats, guys, with impunity, haven't I? And then you talk about another group and boom. Like, last time I rented like that, I deleted the VOD as per people's advice. And then I guess, yeah, I didn't this time. And that's what happened. You just get banned. So there used to be, like, Alex Jones used to say, like, what are you guys talking about? I mean, there's another group that has borderline infinite money glitch because of the resources, and that group is doing everything wrong, and that group's infiltrating everything, and that group, and people used to laugh at him, right? Oh, clearly Alex Jones is a shill. Because he's not talking about the little hats. Okay, let's feed Russia, Promised Land. Am I gonna regret? Yes, maybe Scuttage somebody else. Scuttage Siena. So France was going to join, but now they don't want to. I kind of low-key want him. So, what just happened? Something... I just checked his relations and they were fine. Bruh, that's cooked. I'm scared. Okay, I bet you like a gift or something came down. Yeah, it did. Because we previously gifted him to get him out of debt. I'm just gonna... but then the 25 relations just dropped, guys. Because it would say we don't get 25 relations. Ooh. Okay, that's gonna keep him allied to us. It's gonna pay off his debt so that he'll join this war. Yikes. Okay, let's check on the Mend the Schism really quickly. No, we don't have PO over Russia. It's not a priority. 14 provinces, guys. This is 2 with Reconquest. No, it actually... yeah, it counts if they're Orthodox under them. I mean, the war score cost will be so low I'll return core anyway, but... no, I actually misremembered. That doesn't work. Bro, allied to the enemy? Oh, for frick's sake, he used my money to buy Defender of the Faith! Ugh. I swear if he actually... oh my god. Okay, we have to call France to war somewhere before we do that. Dude. We just got trolled hard. Okay. We almost fight a war like this just to call France to war, and then we fight Poland. So the thing is, like I said, I wanted France to join to help us against England, because I'd like to essentially 100% this, which we're not going to be able to do without... yeah. Okay, so muster everything on the Polish border. Russia and I have to try hard in this war. Use these stacks to liberate. I got played? Yeah, I did get played. It's always... that's the E4 way. Okay, let's max relations here. Very typical. Yeah, we need 14 more provinces, guys. France even wouldn't help against Castile any longer. He's not rivaling them. It's interesting because he does hate Austria, which means he wouldn't... honor a call to arms there. What's our truce with Austria? 71. Ages away. I want Poland. Okay. Yeah, I think it is attack Ferrara. But I think maybe we probably just white peace Ferrara. Still waiting for Serbia's ruler to die. He was extremely young when I made him a hereditary guy. And we are waiting, yes. England just joined a coalition. Poland thankfully cannot join. Yeah, this is getting nasty out here for sure, guys, but, you know, we're on the verge. We are on the verge of victory. Glory. Some of these don't have marketplaces. The steel clearly didn't have the money to pump these. That probably gets us a merchant by adding Porto as well. Okay, so France is going to be locked into this war, and I'm going to use 2 stacks plus all of Russia to just run over Poland, but we'll never build a separate piece. England. For a second I thought Anglicanism, so I believe the event has happened, and he remained Catholic, which is really cool, because he could be Orthodox, which is what we're looking for. I like that. But, for a second I thought it was Anglican. Occupations. Alright, Russia. Let's do this. So, I wish I could fix the border goal, guys, but that's a capital, we avoid that. That's too far inland, we avoid that. So, we're feeding him here. To get as much, that's Protestant, that would work. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, who knows? Who knows? We have to think about it. So, like I said, I'm happy to diplo-vassalize others. We can work on that. Ferrara was actually the main target because he's 2. I mean, I could always go a bit over. Who freaking cares? Siena needs relations. Ooh, this is getting ugly. Coalition is building up genuinely, so I need to attack the Mamelukes. We need to deal with this coalition. England's got large numbers, but I'm not worried about the coalition at this rate. Yeah, so he's 53, the Serbian ruler, which is pretty young. Bosnia obviously died first. Pretty young by the Pronari standard, or whatever it's called. Let's do it to Dalmatia. That would free up a relation slot. I mean, force limit's a non-issue. So I've got bonus Pronari. Punani. Got bonus Punani nowadays. I can actually turn my vassals on. They were all off because of the Syrians. Okay, one more set of trust with Croatia, and that's maxed. So, because I have Diplo and stuff, I believe return core will be cheaper than giving it to Wallachia, the occupation. That's 14 more score already. Alright, smash Poland! Destroy them! No, these guys are genuinely not that strong. Though their quality is good. But their numbers, I think 1 mega stack stick together. Could be a situation where Russia... Yeah, he's fighting against Africans, guys. Yeah, so he may be... Oh, I think he seized the colony? Wait, but this one, like, got destroyed. I think he seized the African colony, and this was abandoned, whether it rebelled or something. Oh, boy. 70 settlers per year. He might get a colonial nation up. He's gonna do one more. That'd be cool. Okay, the Netherlands themselves. We want him to be happy with us if we can. Yep, Russia's genuinely colonizing somehow. Exploration third. I mean, Baltic nations can colonize, but even they typically do it after third. Like, he did it so early, it is crazy. We're all impressed with him. We need to get 2 more dev on this. Brutal. I'd like to tick up to 14. So let's attempt to go through a non-deving phase. I mean, I'm also doing this because these sieges are too cancer. Special Russia. We're the 2 top dogs, him and I. Which is pretty cool. So that's the lack of printing press. But, oh, that reminds me. I spent a lot of my own money. Let's save up for the printing press. Yeah, he's still Siberian frontiering. I think, let's ditch the Timurids. That will give him the opportunity to go in there. They're still tech behind. Could do the same myself. But we are over our relation slots. That sorts that out. Let's ally Kilwa. Stronger anyway. As a anti-coalition move, and we'll get to him later. So I don't want him to join. Okay, well, this is an issue because of the French defender. It says France will join. Is this real? Portugal, Austria, and Venice. If he would join, that would be cool. That's obviously more Catholic land. But we're a little bit busy. So Castile probably joins the coalition, I'm guessing. Yeah, Kilwa is literally an upgrade. He's friendly right now. He's literally an upgrade over the Timurids. Siena. Let's improve of them. Yeah, we didn't help them more than we helped ourselves, but we did help them a lot. The Russians, it's true. They couldn't break the PLC, and we broke them together and fed them a lot, but, you know, really it's not that much land. We're about to feed them again. I don't recall, did we feed Russia more? Like down here? No, I remember he did a crazy chunk by himself into the Great Horde and stuff. It was weird. He did one war with the Great Horde and came like specifically all the way down to the Caucasus. I'm wondering if England is like landing on us or anything. In this type of situation, rather than peace out Bavaria, it's probably best to use their occupations as war score. Although he's got a pretty big stack, but I think they're weak. Brick. Any thoughts on EU4 versus EU5? Which one do you prefer, and if so, why? I just haven't played EU5 enough to like master the game. So I can't really, you know, give the best kind of review of the game, but let's put it this way: EU4 is a game that it's actually the most, I think, game I've ever played in my life. Because you know it was my career during like COVID to stream it and stuff. I've played it over 10,000 hours, and here I am, pretty much playing for my own entertainment here after taking like a long break. So it's a much better game, in my opinion. But like I said, I'm not really a good opinion. I don't know. What I will say is that I'm not a fan of the game developer Paradox. I think they're con artists. So, which applies to either, but you know the development cycle of EU4 is finished, I think. And part of the reason I'm unhappy with them is because I think they left it in a pretty poor state. EU4 has been better in the past, definitely. Which that alone is kind of like an insult. But it's really the way, you know, that they develop it I don't appreciate. So they, in my opinion, they sold out EU4 because the game was a sandbox game. And it still has some sandbox elements. But they really blatantly railroaded the game. Like, now it's like, play the Teutonic Order, and then conquer this, and then, you know, ally that, which allows you to conquer this, and so it's much more streamlined and linear, and the rewards... -3 reputation is gonna cook me. He wasn't orthodox. Oh, that's bad. Okay. If this doesn't work, which that alone, putting it didn't work. Nah, dude, that's a bug. So this case in point here, I'm ranting about it. This is a bug. This is supposed to work retroactively. It actually removes the modifier, but you can see even there, I thought maybe if I did it before the event, that doesn't work. That's a bug. Which has been in the game, and they don't care, because they moved on to scam people over EU5 instead of, like, that's an example of how the game used to be better, because it wasn't bugged. I did click the event after, so I did that deliberately, because I knew the game was bugged. So I thought maybe if I annex after putting that down, it would work, because I know that having the -3 reputation and putting this down does not cleanse it when it literally is supposed to, and has, and previously does. So I deliberately did it that way, because I know it's bugged, and I thought maybe technically I had it down before annexing, so it didn't happen, but it doesn't work either way. Exactly, Fox Chill. So there's something that I've made the observation of, not just Paradox, pretty much every game dev throughout all of history, and I'm kind of sick of it myself personally, but it's something like in World of Warcraft, Wrath of the Lich King comes out, and then they hype up the patch where they're like, hey, play the Death Knight, and the Death Knight is just way better than anything else. And they lean into that because they don't want... Balancing can be difficult at the best of times, and they don't want to release something that's underpowered, so they make it overpowered, and because it's an unbalanced game, it's often completely overpowered and game-breaking and immersion-breaking, and ruins kind of the experience of the game in general. That's my opinion, but that's what they do. That's what companies do. That's what they've been doing my whole life. I am not a fan. I don't appreciate it. And that's what Paradox does too. So you have a game, it's a very successful product, that people like it, and they're just like, hey, let's release a new DLC full of things that nobody asked for, and they're completely OP and stuff like that, and game-breaking in many ways. And that's really sort of antithetical to the spirit, in my mind, of the game, which is like sandboxy. But that's what they did, and I think they did it more and more and more, and that's what actually inspired the mission tree. I think in the beginning of the development cycle of EU4, they were very sensible, where it's like, they viewed game mechanics in a way that is like, we can add a mechanic that people can interact with no matter where they are playing in the world, and no matter which nation they're playing as, and they will be able to interact with it in various different ways based on their situation. But they deliberately stopped doing that, stopped viewing the game that way. They viewed it like, hey, let's make a Teutonic Order German update, and people have to buy the DLC to play the new update. So it's like a compromise in the product to make more money, right? That's my genuine opinion. That's what they did. I feel like they were really happy with that because they keep charging people for DLC. That's what they want to do, right? To make money towards the end of the development cycle for EU4. But in my opinion, it has denigrated the product. I think EU4 is not, the best game, because we're spending even our military points faster than we're making them. This is feeling very, very sluggish. Anyway, I think that their intention was, well, we're going to release EU5 anyway. But EU5 is so dramatically different. It is not the same game by any means. But I think that's where they were at. They were thinking, we're going to release EU5 anyway, so EU4 is done. So we can, compromise the game to make money. Gotta try hard for military here. Poland's strong as hell. Yeah, I almost prefer the game without mission trees, is the point that I'm trying to make. But imagine that the game was, the effort that they put in to mission trees went elsewhere, right? They added improvements to the game. I think it would have been cool. Okay, we're getting somewhere with Poland. Frick, man. I just spend military points for that. It's a waste of time. Okay. Base racing the AI is just cringe, man. They're just winning all the time. This advice is cheaper. Okay, so we have 50 CCR. We core incredibly quickly. And we're not as far ahead in mill as we used to. We've done all of our ideas. We can change these quickly. I am going to focus mill. And let's buy this as well, an extra monarch point. I think mill is life right now. That's 100. Yeah, that's actually the first time in a long time I feel like we could use that. So that was the Pranari guy. No. 30 mercs, rank 3 advisor. This is the Pranari guy. That's 5%. Well, I just got -3 rep for no reason. Stupid piece of crap game. It's ironic because putting that down hurt me a lot. Doesn't matter. And it didn't do anything. It didn't do anything. Okay, this is the woods. Jeez, they have numbers. They are scared of me though, thankfully. Okay, the mosaics are incredibly OP, but this is not magic money. See, Russia is broke, France is at risk of being broke, so we do it with the Netherlands. Oh? Wait, does he reject it? Might be an attitude-based thing? So then we get a modify if he rejects it, no? Or is it a delay? I forget. Okay, we got Uncon. So Defender of the Faith cannot be retroactively called to arms, can they? White piece. Okay. I'm about 400 hours into EU5 myself, and at this point I'm kind of finding different nations somewhat repetitive. I thought the mission tree might make each nation feel more unique, but perhaps it's short-sighted. 400 hours compared to 10k is a different perspective. Yeah, well, it's just the typical Paradox kind of formula where, you know, they will release a new patch DLC like every year, and literally like $400 later, if you buy them all, which you shouldn't, you should just not play the game and then buy them all on special later on in the game because it's an absolute scam. Then the game will hopefully be worthwhile, yeah, it's a shame. My criticisms of EU5, you know, which is not a good review, like I said, I'm too limited, primitive at the game. But I'll actually talk about something in relation to EU4, which I think is relevant to EU5. Back in like 2019, I had a contact in Paradox, because I know people think this is douchey or whatever, but I'm just being real with you guys. My how to own his Byzantium, you know, video had like 500,000 views, and I was getting like at my peak I was getting like 450, like 500 views on Twitch, like around that time when I was like peaking, and which is nothing compared to like Flurry, but they much prefer the videos. And my contact is telling me like I'm the guy, basically. He's saying like, from our point of view, like, you're the #1 influencer. Back then is 2019, guys. The term influencer was like the thing, right? He's saying like, you're the #1 influencer from our point of view with like Paradox Games or EU4. And basically I did various things, like the same way I got banned from Twitch, I speak my mind and stuff, and they decided, okay, we don't want this guy to be the #1 influencer because he won't just shill for us. Like, so then they try to make other people who are much less relevant, but they try to make them relevant, like Ludi and stuff. But the point is, I was like perceived that way. So we have this sort of falling out. Like, I don't do anything malicious to them or anything like that, but they perceive me negatively. So there's a lot of ego involved, because what happened is, and the same thing happened with Arumba, by the way, who's like left-wing and stupid in my opinion, but that's fine. He's entitled to be that way. So it's not like a political thing, don't get me wrong, or a victim narrative. I'm not saying that, but Arumba had a falling out with them as well. And the same thing with Arumba or myself. When you give them advice or you critique the game, there's a lot of ego involved for some reason at Paradox. They're like, okay, we're not going to do this because you said it. I swear. Now, you might be jumping to conclusions. There's no way to say 100%, you know, without any shadow of a doubt, that is what in fact is happening, where they're not doing things because you say it. You can't say that with 100% assurance, right? But that's certainly how it feels. And I remember giving the advice... Hey, Slug, what's up, dude? I remember giving the advice to Paradox where they have to make... So they added governing capacity as a mechanic, right? And it dramatically shifted the game and the meta of the game completely. And then they added, obviously, over time, there were ways to reduce governing capacity, like courthouses. And when it came to the courthouse specifically, it used to take a building slot, if you guys recall. And for years, I'm like, the game's not in a good state. You know, people already have disincentive to play tall and stuff like that. Oh, sorry, to play throughout the game. Everybody would just start a new game in EU4 and quit playing, right? Which is how the game works in general. And I'm like, you're hardcore disincentivized to play the game late because of the governing capacity mechanic. You know, you're so limited. Like, the game has inbuilt limitations, like aggressive expansion and stuff, but you literally can't play the game because of governing capacity. And what would happen is you would use, you know, most provinces, when they're small, they have one building slot. So they should have two, but they have one because you have to use the governing capacity building. Does that make sense? And so people, don't get me wrong, I think I'm reasonable, you know, maybe I'm biased, but people were so mad. They were like, the game sucks, it's boring, blah, 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 blah. There was so much criticism of everything. Like, they're basically saying, like, you need to build a courthouse per province of every province you take in the world. That sucks. And it's just to avoid, you know, a malice. I disagreed with that. I do disagree with that. I think it's fine. And a reason that I think it's fine is because there used to be a time where money was meaningless in this game. It was really meaningless. Like, you would hit a snowball. Like, for example, you could start as Ming, and within 20 years you would hit a snowball, and money was meaningless. It didn't do anything at all. And I do like an economy where money is really important. And by having a mechanic where it's like, yeah, you have to spend 100 on every province, period, more or less, it basically makes money more scarce and it makes it more valuable. And it's more interesting, in my opinion. So I'm not done. The point that I wanted to make, though, is that I didn't have a lot of criticisms with them in general. My criticism was with the fact that you just eliminated a building slot in every province in the game. I'm like, that's stupid. And then what's worse is this situation where buildings are already constructed. So now you have to click the building in every single province. It basically eliminates 50% of buildings in the vast majority of provinces in the game, under 10 dev, where you're not building up your country and stuff. And what's worse is, like I said, this, where they already have buildings, so now you have to delete buildings. So when you have something like this, which is like, first of all, it's like clicks for every province in the game, then it's like, oh man, how annoying. You're not getting any reward. It's just to deal with a malice. It's frustrating. So then it's manually click on the province and deleting. You're combing around the world and you're working just to play the game. So that's what I didn't like, and it was appalling, right? It's appalling gameplay. So it's not the economy, it's not the principle, it's the physical and literal tedium of playing the game. You cannot make a game which physically and literally sucks, right? Where you're working like and you're getting like carpal tunnel just to play the game. And I tried to make that very clear to them. And I said to them, the solution is to either add one universal building slot to the entire world. It's kind of silly how you can only have a couple buildings in like a city, which I don't think that's the best solution. The best solution, because it has like, you know, the situation where there's too many buildings and stuff, is to make the courthouse not cost a building slot. So they already did that on, what is it, like, I don't remember, another building doesn't cost a building slot. Universities. It's universities. They already did that. So basically I do like a big rant, and I say this is the solution. And so the reason I spoke about me being the number one influencer, according to them, is because a lot of people say like, oh, you're narcissistic, or they don't actually care, they don't watch you, they don't blah, blah, blah. Well, I know for a fact they did. Okay? But they didn't like me at this time. And so as the time goes on, nothing happened. Nothing changed. And as time goes on, they're saying, don't worry, or we got this, and they're patching the game. They're adding this to the game. like, oh, wow, spend an extremely valuable resource which accumulates very slowly to give you like 20 capacity. Ooh, they did all this stuff, and then finally, after like 2 years, they just did what I told them to do within like 2 days of playing the game. Do you understand? Which is they just removed the build finally, and it's like, bro, like people, I swear, man, people stopped playing EU4 because they didn't enjoy it anymore because of changes like this. Like, it has real detriment to the game. People are really unhappy. It's boring, you know. Everybody has their own opinion. They're so stubborn and like ego. I swear, guys, it's like, oh, it's coming from Monk or it's coming from Arumba, so we're not going to give them the satisfaction. That's how it comes across. You know, I can't say with 100% assurance that they actually do function that way, but it definitely comes across that way. Yeah. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that even when it comes to the more successful product, EU4, which I like more than EU5, they're retarded. They're retarded, and it's like they'll do it. Like, things take 2 years. Things that it's like it's a privilege, guys, to have people playing the game, especially people who have social media influence or whatever. People who give you an opinion. They give a very detailed breakdown. I told them you can't implement other things, like, which is exactly what they did, where you interact with states and things. They had all these plans because it's the clicks. It's the clicks. People will start playing the game. They go into West Africa. You click in and you click in and you click in and you're clicking and you're clicking and you're clicking and you're clicking, and it sucks. That's why I kept emphasizing, you just remove the building slot from courthouses, you're good. You just remove the building slot from courthouses, you're good. Yeah, and it takes them 2 years and they finally do it, right? So that is like in the best case scenario, guys, where they have the feedback, good feedback. It's in the best case scenario where, you know, people play the game, they care about the game. Anyway, I don't have that kind of expertise when it comes to EU5. However, I'm ranting about that because that's what it reminds me of. When you play EU5, there are way more provinces, right? If I had to guess, I'd say it's like 4-to-1 ratio. So if you're looking at this part of Spain, like roughly speaking, there's like 4, 4, 4, 4. You're at a way more like zoomed in level, right? There's a lot. And the main thing that I've noticed about EU5 to play the economy from an early game noob perspective is to delete or disable buildings in the provinces that you take. That's not fun. That's not fun. It's like, oh man, I just took 10 areas or 20, because they're so small, right? I just took a lot of areas, and now you're interfacing, you're clicking, and you're studying. You need to know. It's like, which one? And the thing is, you even need to know to do that, because people don't even know to do that. It's not intuitive. You need to know that it's like, oh, these buildings will have upkeep and they all suck and stuff. So it sucks. It basically sucks, and it's like a sort of a torturous endeavor, you know. And you would think they learn. It's like, but EU4 was in a state, and you implemented something similar to EU4, and then you finally learned, didn't you? You finally conceded defeat to the guy. It's the last thing you wanted to do because you're like, we hate these creators. We don't want to concede defeat to them, but you did it anyway because you didn't have a choice. So it's like, why are you implementing similar mechanics? Like, that's the underlying principle behind EU5. Like, you have to understand it's not going to work, right? Or what? Okay, let's switch back to improve relations before the end of the year. Yeah, but the economy is a disaster. That's my opinion. Like, people say it's like a economic simulator, and for me, it's like it's a no economy simulator. I mean, maybe it's good, it's complex or whatever. Economies should be that way, but the thing is, from a video game point of view, what it really comes down to, in my opinion, it's really straightforward. It's really simple. You can't play a game where you don't feel the impact of anything you do, right? It's a really bad decision. Like EU4, I used to really kind of scratch my head. It's kind of interesting how prior to EU4, I'd never played a game, like if you play Civ or something like that, the buildings and things are way more impactful in like Civ and stuff. Way more, right? And it's like, in this game, there's definitely been times where I'm kind of scratching my head like, man, I'm building a church here and it's giving me like 0.1 ducats per month. And you think to yourself like, that's not that impactful. But of course it is. If you understand and you learn the game, it is impactful. It's a long story short, right? And the reason why primarily, where it might not feel that way, but it is because the primary reason is because the game is built around, I don't like this term balance. I don't know why the game does this, but it means literally like a weighing system, right? But this is your balance and this is your income, but the game does it in reverse for some reason. So regardless, your actual income is extremely relevant in this game, and it's because of like sell titles is the obvious one. It's kind of like magic money, but all the events and things, that the mission rewards and things, they're tied to your income. Your loan size is tied to your income, right? The balance, it says in this game. So rather than, you'd consider that a bank balance, right? Your treasury, rather than having a big balance, you want your income to be high. That's one of the main reasons why. But then, of course, there's development in the game now. There's modifiers to tax and so on as the game goes on and so on. But the point is, it's quite well done, where it's like, it seems quite nebulous and abstract, but if you learn and understand the game, you're like, oh, wow, that's like a nice... And you can look at your provinces and you're like, damn, I'm getting 5 a month from my biggest city and stuff. You're like, damn, that's cool. When you built up from an economy where you didn't have like 5 ducats total, you know what I mean? So it's done well. In EU5, sorry, just before I move on, it's done well because it's a nice balance in this game. Like, I don't like games where they beat you over the head with it, right? It's just like, wow, you built the building and now you win. Do you know what I mean? This game's done well because it's almost like you're scratching your head, is this doing anything? And the answer is yes, it actually is. In EU5, I admit I'm a noob. I'm not going to say I'm pro and everybody should listen to me, but what I do know is I've played Hungary and I've invested 10,000 ducats into my economy and nothing's happened. In fact, I've lost money because I expanded and I didn't understand to disable a few buildings. The economy is wild in that game, and I don't mean in a good way. Games are supposed to be fun. You sit there for hours, you invest thousands of ducats, and you might be making... Whatever it is about the game, it's that things that are out of your control, like random variance and fluctuation, have way more impact on the economy than things that you're doing. That's the best way I would describe it, and it's dumb. It's dumb. Like, that's an issue in my mind that they have to fix. It's too swingy. Say that you're making like 30 total or something. The next month ends and you're making like 25 total. And you're like, huh, what happened? And then the next month ends and you're making like 29 total. And then the next month and it's like 39 total. And it's just, well, it's just retarded at that point. You know what I mean? You obviously get to a point in EU4 where you have an understanding as to what really impacts the game. you can normally catch it. I can. I'm like, oh, what changed? Oh, what happened? What happened to our economy? You look around, you're like, oh, who's pulling trade out of somewhere? But EU5, from my point of view, it's just swinging, 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 and it makes it very unpleasant. And yeah, I'm a noob. I don't know why. And I will say also, guys, that I deliberately would do what people tell me to do. I would do RNGOs, I'd do buildings, I'd do all sorts, and it's just stupid how much money you spend on the economy for nothing in return. It's dumb. So, as my non-played through the game expertise review of EU5, you can't actively play the game for hours and not feel like you're playing the game. You're just subject to the wind blowing. It's poorly designed in that way. So it's between the micro, the tediousness, and the lack of returns. It's kind of a disaster. That's my opinion. Okay, guys, this would be 96 war score. Realistically, we're not getting much more war score. I'm about to lose some there. Damn it. England finally landed. So I think we just take what we can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, two, three, four, 5. Has to be in Europe, I believe. Okay, I think we got to attack Castile as well. 4 provinces. Sheesh, 4 provinces. Got 2 relations. Bologna just took 2. So Ferrara disappeared. Okay, cool. He actually did one himself, guys. Lucca, that's another Orthodox owned province, would you believe it? So if I do Bologna... Oh, and Verona, he took 2. Okay, we can do Bologna easy. Can I do Verona? It's the economic base. Is there distance? There is. That will go away if we do Bologna. Yeah, we can do them both. Oh my gosh, guys, we've done it. That is the schism done. If I've got 2 relations, we diplo-vassalize these 2. They've both got guarantees. So that's that done, but I'm ahead of myself. We still need Alexandria. So there's 1 more war. And then we need these to be 30 dev, which seems slightly unreasonable to me, I'm not gonna lie. But, so Antioch... 30 dev. What would be our next idea? I don't think it matters either way. Let's just get this done. Okay. Cool. Rome, is that 30 dev? It is. It's over 30. Okay, so I want to prepare everything like this coalition is an issue, right? So I think it will go away if we're at peace. I can ally Kilwa. Look at this. Venice can actually... Wow, I think even Naples, maybe. Maybe we can get these guys into the positive. I want the schism to be as powerful as possible, so... These 2 are rivaling each other. It makes it slightly ugly. Shouldn't have to spend all this prestige. That's annoying. We've got triumphs I can do to boost prestige up. But I only have to do that because we have -3 reputation because the game's bugged out and they don't fix the game because I abandoned it. Lame. EU5 is really a mix of EU and Vicky. I can't capture the limited war reality though. They can last for 10 years, but fighting recall. Hey Adabout, what's up, dude? Yeah, I just said my criticisms with the game. Like, if I played the game more, I'd probably have more criticisms. But, and I'm a noob, self-admittedly, at E5. I haven't put enough time into it. It didn't captivate me enough. But those are my issues that I had with it. The economy is just a mess. It's supposed to be an economy game. I mean, maybe I'm dumb, but like, an economy game doesn't mean it's ass. Oh, the game sucks and nothing you do has any impact. Cool. No, dude, it's just a really complicated economy. The criticism that I have is that nothing you do has any impact. It's just ridiculous. How's our Seville trading company? I don't think we completed this. So Ligure at one stage was over 50. Iberia's close. We could turn that on. That will give us a merchant. So I'm suffering a little bit of inflation here, but Ligure is not working anyway. Let's do that. That's trade power. I think we just got 2 merchants. Bannerlord? Bannerlord's fun. I like Bannerlord, but I've kind of played that game quite thoroughly as well. So, it's sort of, I feel like we have to play the game a little bit differently or make a challenge or something like that. But I do like Bannerlord, just fun time. Okay. I'm trying to mend the schism. Our improved relations are good. I mean, he's positive, it's looking pretty good. The Netherlands... France themselves are not too happy. Two months. We'll transfer trade power and then vassalize him. Verona. So we have to attack the Mamluks, guys, but if you don't know, Syria is about to defect. So they did occupy this, and it will be a 9, which is next year, Jan next year. That's actually really close. Okay, let's go jump on Syria. That's going to weaken the Mamelukes, and then it's going to be one last war to take Alexandria. So otherwise I need to dev this. I was hoping to go to Miltech 14, which I can do. Beautiful. So he doesn't have the printing press, so he probably can't do it. Nice. Cool. Yeah, we just gained 2 merchants. I mean, that looks like a lot of trade steering, guys. Look at the money coming through Valencia, so we'll do that. Do Tunis into Genoa. I'm actually kind of like so far... Doesn't benefit us that much. Rome total diplomacy 2 run? That's a good one. How did you ever come up with that one, Conqueror? Rome total diplomacy 2. Yeah, I used to be, back in my day, guys, I used to be a pretty funny guy. You wouldn't believe it, Chad. Yeah, it's fun. Rome total diplomacy 2 is cool, but it's just like a... It's like a... It's not like, you know, you do it and you kind of done it, I feel like. If you play the way play with diplomacy. What the frick? Of course, I gotta do Bologna first. I'm so dumb, dude. So we gotta fix the distance here. Okay, let's get this guy. Doing it the wrong way. Okay, I think next year on the 12th, Syria defects. So it's been a long time coming. Let's surround them. So, unlike Bulgaria, this guy has a fort. Man, I hope that these other rebel factions don't, like, ruin it. I don't actually know. Maybe they do. We're about to find out. They could ruin the defection in some way. Okay. Siena can be annexed. That was a long time coming. That was a long time coming, dude. Like, hardly feels worth it. We were slow, let's be honest. We were slow in, out east. Game's cooking. We're monstrous overall. But I was too lazy, guys. I can't be bothered. I could have played this game a lot harder. But we're slow on that side, for sure. Okay, this guy's gonna need influence him and everything. Oh, I really like the Warhammer game, but people don't like it because it's like fantasy. But the Warhammer Total War is the best one in my opinion. It's fun. Okay. Mamelukes are coming next. Stupid merchant keeps fluctuating, dude. Ow, and I put that one down last, so it should be there. Like, where do I know I have a merchant? Oh, it was something to do. Actually, I think it was because Syria defected. Okay. Alright, now I believe this is actually a quest completed, which gives us claims on Egypt. Fantasy games should be banned? I disagree. Like I said, I like Warhammer, so I'd be upset. I want Medieval 3. I don't have any faith in Creative Assembly, guys. It's been a long time. The best product that they have made has been the Warhammer Fantasy franchise. And speaking of which, they are working on the Warhammer 40k one. But they seem to do it every time, like... And they're also too woke. Yo, maybe they haven't been that woke, and like things don't seem as woke nowadays, so maybe that's okay. Like, it won't be an issue, but they're way too woke. They're way too woke. Like, the Egypt one is just ridiculous. It has now become... there's an announcement. I announce, in case you're ignorant, you're under a rock. Unfortunately, to fake history, to whitewash history, has become mainstream. That's where we're at. If you're lying and you're faking history, you're one of the good guys, and that's the official. That's how it is. And now, if you care about like anything historic or anything like that, then you're... Oh, he's a fake news conspiracy theorist. This is reality now. That's where we're at. So, it sucks. This guy, F12's just talking about how, like, fantasy should be banned. Well, I agree.
but it should be all of these people staying out of the Odyssey and stuff, right? I mean, the Odyssey is fantasy, but they do it. The Total War guys do it to they're historical games. Most games are filled with women, and that's why they're bad now. You're not wrong. It's true. That is true. But I just got banned, guys, so doesn't matter if it's true or not. You'll get banned by Twitch anyway. But you're not wrong. I've been talking about this. Hey newbies, yeah, I got banned. I got banned for a week. Second ban I've ever gotten on Twitch. I've been talking about this stuff for years, guys, and everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, he's such a misogynist." Dude, when I was like a kid, like a little kid, like I'm not cool or anything like that. You're just a kid, and I was so probably unhealthily, too much so, enthralled with games. I just loved games. I was like addicted to games. I just wanted to play games, and I had this awareness, which is partially like prophetic, but also it wasn't to the extent that I could capitalize on it, especially from New Zealand. But I was like, man, games are going to be huge in the future. They're going to be like the biggest industry, which they did. They reached like the biggest industry. They became like the biggest industry. It's kind of declining now, I think, but a lot of things are. And I thought, like, yeah, if you just get really good at games, like pro games, like you will be able to do stuff. Like it can be like a career or whatever. Like things are going to change. And the point is, though, like I would be what people consider like a nerd. Like I'm a weird guy because I do sports are games too, and I'm like a genetic freak. So, you know, some people would sort of, compared to some nerds, I'm like a jock compared to some nerds, but like in my heart, I'm a nerd, though, right? I'm not like a jock. Like I'd play rugby with like 18-year-olds in like high school and stuff when I was like 15. Okay. But for me, I'm a nerd, right? I'd also play Magic the Gathering with like the most autistic people and stuff. Like in the one teacher class who's cool, who will just let you use his classroom, right? So I'm like, the MAM's ticked up to 14. Yeah, we're not gonna have that edge over them. So that's how I was, right? And it started happening. It was to do with like YouTube, guys. Like I became completely addicted to World of Warcraft, and I was playing World of Warcraft, and I was a gladiator rank with like 300 MS playing from New Zealand, like ping delay, and that was just during Wrath of the Lich King, and it's the YouTube, guys. I'm telling you, like there was this. He shares cores. We gotta wait 60 months until we call this, or else it won't call while we're at war. Look at that Byzantium, it's beautiful. She's a beat, mate. So you had these fat bastard like Boogie298 faked cancer, this guy, right? And you got, I remember like this, it's like this blue-haired woman, right? You're playing WoW, and they keep taking you for granted. Every patch is like 100% of the game that you've played so far is irrelevant because we're trying to draw in new people. And at this point of the game cycle, and we've just gone through like a disaster of balance, the likes of which has never existed before. Like World of Warcraft died and it became World of Death Knights. And it took like a year for like PvP to be, or just the game in general to even be like remotely like balanced or whatever. And so people were just running around Dalaran, which is like the main city hub, aimlessly. Because, you know, you pay the subscription for WoW, and people were so into the game and they loved the game so much and they were so addicted to the game. It slowly becomes hollow and crap. but you're sort of in denial and don't know what to do with yourself, and nobody knows what to do. And this, I swear, this woman, she's called, like, I can't remember her name, like Post Note or something. You know, she's like a mid woman, or like 18, 19-year-old. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to say unattractive, okay, but she's like mid. But everybody's simping over her. A creator. And I remember her content, her WoW content would be like, why do I play this game? Why do I play this game? Why do I play this game? Like, her content is like talking. And it's like, I quit the game. I'm like, yeah, true. And I like quit the game. And you have these people, man, anyway, it used to piss me off. Her takes were the most garbage takes imaginable. Like, daily quests are bad. We shouldn't get daily quests ever and all this stuff. And yeah, so I really kind of resented her a little bit because I'm like, this person has like influence. Everybody's like listening to her and simping for her and stuff. And she has absolutely no contribution apart from negative contributions. And she says, like, why am I playing this game? Well, in her case, it's because you're grifting and you're making money off of playing the game. So it's like you should have some appreciation or whatever. You're building a YouTube channel, but it's like it's so aggravating. So I like quit this, and this term, like with like boogie, starts coming about with like, I would hear it everywhere, like on her channel, Boogie's channel on YouTube, of like gamer. You guys remember? Anybody old like me? Dude, who said gamer? Like, that's not a word. It's so cringe as well. Like, it's like a parody, right? Gamer. Gamer. And it's like people would use it as like a badge of honor. Like, Boogie would be like, I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer. And it's like, you know, like it's like, you know, a community. Bro, this is where stuff all went south, I'm telling you. It's like, bro, you know, we just play Magic. That's just what nerds do. Like, nerds just play Magic. They just do Dungeons and Dragons. They play video games. And you get shit. People mock you. They laugh at you. They scoff at you. Right? But then there's this concept. It's like, we're gamers. We're gamers. And then, I've told the story before, but it's like, I had this job. And I met this girl. And she insists that she's a gamer. And it's like, I had this whole drama with her because she was like really into me. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. Like, she's cool. And I kept having this conflict where it's like, I'd have this really awkward interaction with her. And I'm like, what the hell just happened? And because of that, the conclusion, like I'm doing the short version of the story, is I realized that she didn't know. Basically, the terminology that I was using was way too far over her head. And the terminology that I was using was like co-op. So I would say co-op. She wouldn't know what I meant. But she would handle it in a really, really horrible way, which would like... Anyway, it's whatever. It doesn't matter. But the point is, I'm scratching my head like, what the hell? So she's literally like grandma spec. She's like grandma, guys. Like, you say co-op, and she's like, oh, what are those? But she's like an 18-year-old girl, you know what I mean? I was like 19 or 20 or something. Yeah, so this is where we're at. But she identifies as a gamer, right? So cringe, man. And so she didn't know the first thing about games. 2 provinces. Huh. Do these count? I thought that was enough. They don't count. They don't count. So if we enforce religion... Should have a truce with them. They did count. I could have sworn we were 4 off, guys, and then I got them both. Okay, I can go over my relations, but none of them have 2. We're 2 off, guys. Could have sworn though that we were good there. Frick, man. I think I'm gonna go 2 over my relations. It's fine. That's what Diplo points are for anyway. Let's Diplo vassalize 2 more Italians. Work on that. Yeah, so the point is, guys, that she was really ignorant. Every conversation I had, she would say like, "Oh, I'm about games." I'm like, "Oh, what? Really?" And it's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Oh, I like. What's one of your favorite games?" "Oh, I like World of Warcraft." So I'm like, "Oh man, that's awesome." I would talk to her, and then she would be like, I'd have a really awkward interaction. And I'd be like, "What the hell?" And then I'd walk off, and I'd scratch my head like, "What the hell just happened?" And I'm like, "Oh, she doesn't even understand what I'm saying." That's what just happened. And I had this kind of interaction with her over and over again until the point at which I realized she didn't even know what co-op means. She didn't know anything about games whatsoever. But she had adopted it as though it's like her identity. It's almost like a fetish or something like that. It's like, well, you don't know anything about games. You don't know what a single word means. You don't know. And so she was actually... she wanted to create video games. That's what she wanted to do. So she was so into it, she wanted to be a game dev. And of course, contrary to, you know, what everybody says and believes, basically the objective reality is that you have an insane amount of privilege as a woman, that you would be hired instantly if there was like 10, 15 other counterparts, because you're a woman, because you'd be the only one, you're the only one. And this is precisely what happened to her. And she works for Weta Workshop, which is the company which did the CGI, which kind of holds up, which is a testament to how good it was, of like Lord of the Rings all those years ago. We have a company that does crazy good CGI in New Zealand, and you know, it's whatever, I don't care, I'm not that patriotic, but it's like, they do Guardians of the Galaxy and all sorts. They do millions and millions of, not millions, you know what I mean, but hundreds of products in New Zealand. She works for them, and that could easily be a game development studio if we were in another Western country. New Zealand's too small of a country, but the point is, she's a stupid bitch. That's the point. She's a stupid bitch, with all due respect, not a hater. But she's a dumb cunt, stupid bitch. Okay? So these women are rampant throughout the industries. They, for whatever reason, they decide, like, it's appealing to them. It's really appealing. Or, oh, I would like smart guys. Like, I'm pretty humble in my taste in men, so I'd like to, you know what I mean? Nerds are pretty cool because they're smart or they might be successful. This is like where they're at, but it's like they make it their entire personality. They don't know the first thing about it. It's irritating and they ruin everything. So I'm just ranting about that because somebody said women are all throughout games and stuff. 100%. I basically have personal experience with that. It's different if you work for Weta Workshop, right? And you have a project and you make CGI and you have a boss and he's like, do this. But they're rampant. It's a problem, for sure. It's a perfect example of like how Paradox implements things where they clearly, they don't play their own game. Because it's like, well, that's so dumb and bad. But they implement it. And it's just like, you don't play your own game. Well, a lot of these women don't play the game. They don't care about the game. They care about inserting like ideology and politics and things into the game. They don't actually play the game. No, it's fine. Russia can drag me into this war. It doesn't matter. We're both on Tech 14. These guys are on 12. We've got insane numbers when compared to them. We need to take Alexandria, guys. I think I'm going to try to push on. I'm quite over this, but I think I'm going to push on. I can diplo-vassalize my way there. We need Alexandria and we need to dev them. That's all we need to do. So it's one war with the Mems. Okay, and I'm just going to go over my Diplo relation slots. Diplo vassalizing. I don't know how I messed that up. I could have sworn we were 4 off. And then I get 4 provinces and it says we're 2 off. I wonder if, like, is there any way... I don't know. What it could be is non... Yeah. Something happened in Hungary, for example. Like more of this is Orthodox in the beginning of the game. So non... Ah, yeah. It would have been an Orthodox province flipped to Protestant or something, maybe? So these actually count as Orthodox provinces inside the Europe, even though they're owned by Catholic. So if the owner is Orthodox, it counts when it's non-Orthodox. But if a non-Orthodox nation has an Orthodox province, it counts. So I think that's what's happened is like the Reformation over time or whatever one of these nations converted to 2 provinces to away. That's my guess. Now, Russia actually loves us like crazy. I could abandon this war, which I will do, at a moment's notice. We should ramp up hard. Did I make a template? I did. The mems are potentially no joke. Over the force limit, that's fine. I should have turned this into a stack. That's my fault. Whatever, it doesn't matter. We'll just consolidate a little bit. Yeah, women are cool, guys. I don't hate women, but they suck. They're really good at ruining things for men. I think we can all agree on that. I mean, let's just be realistic. I mean, they're just games anyway, right? Because it's not important. They're good at ruining my life. Boobs are cool, that's true. Boobs are pretty cool. But that's God's doing, Windrunner. Don't give the women too much credit. That's just God, he's hooking us up. Good God. God is great. Okay. Basically, Adam's like, damn, I don't know, man, it's kind of boring. And God's like, well, hold my bear. Boobs. Oh, okay. And Adam was like, it's good. God's like, is it good? And Adam's like, it's good. It's good. And that's actually how it went down. Okay, let's go. Alexandria? Oh, man. Coalition, guys. Frick. Okay. Let's ally Kilwa. It's getting messy, guys. I don't want to do another stream. So... we're gonna go, like, you know, quite inefficient with Diplo points and stuff, but we gotta get this done. That cost me 10. Holy crap, that cost 10 admin to step up. What the I know we got some crazy modifiers, but damn. I'm gonna abandon this wall, like, as soon as I can. Just gotta have him be unenthusiastic about it. He's already getting there. See, look how laggy it is, guys. Ah, it's so bad. Okay. I mean, technically, vassalizing will make us stronger as an anti-coalition move. And plus 50 relations, so it's just gift. Then they'll flip friendly or whatever. Yeah, in the Bible, guys, God, he makes the thing and he shows it to Adam and he says, "Is it good?" And Adam says, "It's good." That's why I thought that was funny. Just I know some of you guys are uncouth and you've never read the Bible. Okay. Two of the best creators? No, God created everything. Don't be a degenerate, Neutron. I have no idea what you're talking about, dude. Okay. He's vassalized. Now, just confirm that that worked. Should be one off. We're one off. That's fake. Like, don't make me be homophobic or whatever, but it's wishful thinking, guys. I have no idea what you're talking about. That's a gross topic. I don't want to talk about it. But I'm sorry to break it to you. It's a load of nonsense. Okay. We got to get the Mamluks out, so this guy leaves. This guy leaves. This guy leaves at plus 50. So embracing the printing press didn't do jack to eclipse Austria. Is there any way he loses the emperorship? Wait, actually, yes. But he's only 16. Because Austria is going to be like one of the only Catholics, guys. I think his subject will flip. That's cool. Alright, what about Poland themselves? They're actually not that mad. Let's work on Poland. Lithuania's happy. I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, Neutron. I don't want to talk about it, so I'm going to say just this on this. I'm saying, like, that it is somehow, like, whatever. I don't want to talk about it, bro. Like, some people are just too ignorant, so it's like... You're just making a joke, fair enough, but... It's whatever. Okay. What the... So it's because it's Protestant? It's something to do with these being Protestant, so then I have to convert them. Oh, gosh. No! It's... So diplo-vassalizing Catholics is working. For frick's sake, it's not working on the Protestants. You can't convert them. Because they have the modifier. Oh my gosh, we're one off, man. No. Really? Hey Meg, I'm trying to amend the schism, but like I'm over this run. Like it's done, right? I just want to do it. What about enforcing religion on them? No, because I'm in the same situation as the Overlord. It doesn't work. No, it doesn't work. I'll try, but I don't. It doesn't force the province. So yeah, it would be war. I'm just trying to avoid war. War would actually do it, like enforce religion on Naples. Yeah, see, that doesn't work. I thought the Overlord might work. Ah, frick's sake. I gotta fight another war. You can see I can clearly barely play the game with the lag and stuff, guys. I don't see any Catholics to deploy vassalize. It would just be Croatia. I have been deving. It's gone down by 1. Now that's the rep. We got negative rep because the game literally bugged out. Thanks, game. When does that go away? Too long, right? 4 years, 5 years. Not that bad. 4 times 3? 4 times 3 is 12. 75, we're like 10 off. Cringe. It's not gonna happen. We've got French Defender of the Faith issue. Oh my gosh, this sucks, dude. Ask for trade. I will. People look at keep looking at Croatia. Freaking 1 off, dude. Those guys leaving. The coalition shouldn't exist. Or diplo points are just getting punished. Okay. Bohemia's pretty strong. Let's ally him. So we're rich as. Let's just buy monarch points. Oh, I'm so mad, dude. So what do I do? Is there an Orthodox nation? Yeah, Parma. No CBM. I think we no CBM and we force religion on Venice. That would do it. But I don't have the AE, man. Frick's sake. Nobody's got a CB there. Okay, what about... That's attacking the Empire. Oh my gosh, this is so annoying, bro. I mean, I just want to wrap this game up. Like, we obviously did it. I... No CB Palmer, guys. Okay, let's go do that. It's AE that I can't afford, but they are Orthodox. Just trying to improve relations with people in preparation for amending the schism. Portugal and Castile will be genuinely Catholic. We need a province to be Orthodox or whatever. I can't be bothered explaining it. This peace deal will make things go faster. Come on. We've got to get out of the coalition, which being at peace will help. It might be a open and close the game, right? Which takes like 10 minutes because evil's ass. This isn't worth it, bro. Like, I just want to be done. I gotta go, guys, but it is what it is. The Netherlands wants to join the coalition. Frick, man. Okay. Max trust. Okay, Venice just left. So do I have a CB on them? I do. Okay, that's not an OCB, and we enforce religion. Okay, that will do it. That will do it. Nice. So the coalition's going away naturally. Thank goodness for that. Alright, let's do it. Let's just declare the war. Oh my gosh, dude. Good, the mems are out. That should be our last war, hopefully. Russia's max trust. You can mend the schism if you're a Catholic by playing the Teutonic Order. But it's obviously... it's less significant, right? You have to push out west. And you're mending a lot less land after already, like, annexing it or whatever, so... Okay, all it should take, really, is enforcing on Naples, but I think we've had regression. It might just be the Protestant situation was screwing us. Alright, let's do Siena. Coalition is still going down. That's what we want to see. Because the Austrian truce just came up. There should be at least 2 provinces, these 2 capitals. Mamluks have 170. He's actually gained troops despite losing Syria. It's just so strong. It is just Alexandria, that's all it is. So his golden era will have ended. I suspect we're stronger than them. I can switch to discipline. But this is a potentially a brutal war. I don't think we're getting much help. So he's going to be on... oh yeah, he's weak. Oh, he's weak. Oh, he's really weak. If we go to 15... he's on like 3.3 morale. No, he's really weak. Sweet. Okay, we should be fine. To smash him. Okay, we're in the final stretches, guys. You can see how painful it is. This is why if we play U4, it's going to be early game. And flipping certain nations to Orthodox by mending the schism is just flavor. Like, I'm trying to do it for satisfaction. Like, if we could get England and Netherlands, that would be cool. What about their colonies? It'd be interesting to see if their colonies flip to Orthodox, guys. If the Overlord doesn't, I've got no idea. I really have no idea. I mean, Poland is going into the positive, but he's hostile. I only have one of his cores. I think it's too ambitious to fight the Mamluks while we're fighting this. Let's just do one at a time. I'm actually over the force limit. Those are force limit buildings. So that's economic move. Yeah, Hungary and Lithuania are happy, so if it is based on subjects... Oh, for frick's sake, what is this? I believe that France... They're basically max... If I'm not going to need them for a war, if it's max I'll trust, I'll abandon this war, same as Russia, as soon as I can. But the Netherlands, we did have a truce had come up, so he can't coalition us now, so there's some benefit to that. Oh, is this an actual fort? Oh, for frick's sake. Blockade it, but I'm transporting my troops around. Okay, Naples. That should be the 300th province in Europe is Orthodox. Let's see. Okay. I'm gonna force religion on Venice to boot, just in case. And let's go take Alexandria. We need to dev Alexandria. That's 30. I need to dev Alexandria to 30 after taking it, and that's it. That's the game. We gotta make Lambert proud, guys. We have to make Lambert proud. I really shouldn't be idling my diplomats, but I don't know what to do if we're actually at war with a decent amount of the Catholics right now. So... when this war ends... If I subtract my troops from this war, French, there's actually, damn, that needs to be a higher rank advisor, man. Rep's good, but it's too low rank. the French are actually not that strong, relatively. That's what I was going to say. You might struggle without us, but that's fine. Dude, look at all this. Freaking me out. Yeah, the MEMS should hopefully be the final war. So Poland is in the positive, but if he's not, he won't flip Orthodox if he's hostile, but he's not hostile. It's looking good, guys. It's looking good. I don't know about the Netherlands actually being able to piece him out. Need France to do something to him. But we still got a whole Mamluk war to fight. These sieges are so miserable. Don't fail on 78, please. Russia's not a PU, no. The game's so laggy I can't do anything. Can't click on anything. I'm getting caned by negative events, but look at that. Cost 10. It's actually insane. Not sure I've ever had. Stability cost 10. That might be the lowest it's ever been, or it's so low. I hate this war right now. I'm on ticking, it's not a full annexation, so he's close. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Now, I just want to, for science, because it's Protestant, was that one or two more? It was one more. Yeah, so the overlord of the Protestant or Reformed provinces is not counting. That's what's happening, guys. So if you're an overlord of Catholic land, it counts. If you're an overlord of Protestant or Reformed, it doesn't count. So that gave us one more and put us one over. That's why I'm scratching my head like, what's going on, right? Diplo-vassalizing here didn't work, and you can't convert them because they have the modifiers. So, unpleasant, but yeah, we got it. Okay, while this war is happening, let's go fight the Mamelukes, and hopefully I can just separate piece this. And then it's probably do some improves here and there where I can. Manually control everything. Yeah, unfortunately this war is going to stop some of these guys potentially. Like Milan himself. So I got to get out of this war. I mean, we've come this far. We need. Wait, the center just converted. Okay, I don't seem to have regressed. Freaking me out, dude. Look, the center just converted this, guys, I think. But it doesn't seem to have regressed. I don't know. Okay. Mamelukes. Mamelukes must die. just hit this while we're here. So this is the lag issue that I was talking about, guys. Look how slowly it is. There's no point tuning the speed up. My E4 is broken. I don't know why. Nothing I do fixes that. And it's not my PC. My PC's not perfect. It's getting old, but I can literally run E5 very well. Which everybody complains about. It's E4 specifically, and it's E4 specifically for me, so go figure that one out. It's not E4 for other people, for me. Okay. Let's do this. I'm on my own. Let's do some concentration. I mean, with consecrate Metropolitan. I mean, we're at the end of the game here. That gives you manpower. So we have got a major quality advantage over the MEMS. And technically, all we need is Alexandria, but this is our last war. I'd love to fix some border war. We'll see. It's 51 war score. I mean, that's pretty nice, right? 51 war score. We'll try for that. But the issue is they really have some good numbers on their side. So he's not going to feel it that much. Okay, we should spine work him. Try to speed this up. The Netherlands dropped down to medium, but that was when he was occupied by the Pope and stuff. Yeah, so England is in the positive. Very nice. Munster. I guess let's quickly look at colonial nations, English colonial nations. It seems like they're all good to me. Portuguese ones seem fine. Yeah, so if subjects flip, they're all gonna flip. That's cool. Aragon's mad. He's gonna be a Catholic out here, exiled to Africa. He's mad because bad. And we'll be running a new campaign, guys. You know, I don't know. I might take a day or so to think about it. I'm not sure I'll be live tomorrow. But I do still feel like playing E4. I took like a week off because I got banned on Twitch. I'm a really hateful guy, as you guys know. Filled with hate. Not like the invaders. The invaders are really, really good guys. I admit it. I'm the problem. My fault. My fault. Look how they just have. They don't even have max cannons. They don't even have a general. They just take the mountains for what? Like it's no big deal. It's weird. I literally 98 this fort. So dumb, man. So dumb. Oh, that was 28. So you just complain about it and it gives you a moderately good siege. Thank you. He's sending some troops off to North Africa, which is pretty derpy, but not that many. Okay, 28 war score with France. The Netherlands. Ongoing battles is 8. Is that a peace deal? It might be a peace deal. Goodness. Okay, let's now look at the guys I was just at war with. Stettin. Get him into the positive. Milan, he's a hard one. The Netherlands themselves. Spy network. So we need about 50 war score, but he also has to be low enthusiasm. Which means this is a long war. Takes 16 months to dev. If we're not at war, that goes pretty quickly. To core, sorry. 16 months to core. Okay, I've basically maxed relations with Netherlands here, guys. How do we get them in the positive? They are a great power, so I could gift them, it's scornful insult, a Protestant. That would do it. And hopefully that outraged attitude goes away. I like that song. That's a cool song. Yeah, I'm looking forward to a new campaign, guys. This is just pain right now. You guys can see we've all set out to achieve what we wanted to achieve. I think if I focused really hard on it, if I worked really hard, I think this would have been, well, it probably is one of the greatest Byzantium games I've ever played, but you know, that kind of OP right now, with a lot of the missions OP-ness and stuff. By the way, different religionism modified to Diplofast as Croatia. I'm just saying, once our rep fixes itself, not the same religion, you see that? We'll actually get them just on principle. Of course, if I did Diplovassalize them prior, it would have been a lot better. So Milan's happy because it would have achieved our goal faster, you know what I mean? But I'll take it. This guy's fighting me in the mountains. He'll probably win. It is cool. How strong is he? I've got no idea. I can't escape. Okay, so they're very weak, but he's got reinforcements. He's got me, fair play. Okay, that's Alexandria, that's only 19. Yeah, pushing to win this is going to be a bit painful. It's not letting me retreat. What, is the game bugged out? I can retreat, but it... Game's bugged out. Even that province didn't work. It didn't work, it just worked when I clicked on it. It said we're blocked by movement. What a joke, man. I've got that bug where you walk into a fort and it's the only location you can go in is stack wipes you. I forgot about that bug until now. What a joke, man. Oh, that's right, that's EU4. You walk into a province and you can't go anywhere else. Nice. Gosh, this is miserable, huh? I'm trying to push the in. This is going to cost me, like, war score from battles. They gotta cheat. Literally have to cheat to try to win. Freaking bastards. We're literally pushing on to achieve it, but I'm so over this Land Rocks. This is just pain. I need to obtain Alexandria. I might do a cop-out, guys, and just take Alexandria only. We're close. This is just pain, man. Game's unplayable, game bugs out, piece of crap sieges. I'm so over this. It's just not fun right now, so let's just push on. Finish what we came to do. New Pontic province. That's cool. Look at this, bro. Oh my gosh, bro. It's just cancer. It's just cancer, man. They're literally 7% you, 21% you. Oh my gosh, it's just cancer, bro. He's got 9 cannons. He doesn't even have the max cannons. They take your forts before you can even move to the province, and you sit there for months and months. It's so irritating. Luckily, he just does the same thing here while I'm sieging this. I hate this blasted game. Yep, Bordegal's gonna have to suffer, guys, because this is just pain. I've had to go for like an hour, you know what I mean? I gotta go. So, he's gonna get war exhaustion, he's gonna go low enthusiasm, we've got ticking war score. And we're just gonna grab Alexandria and call it a day. There. That's a legitimate stack wipe, unlike you. Cheating ass. Unlike you and your cheating ass.
arming him from battles. That will diminish the size of their troops. They're still not medium. Okay, we got the peace deal. If ongoing battle ends. Yeah, it's kind of lame. We could just push on, but I can't be bothered, guys. Nice, he devved that twice. Okay. Okay. Let's, hopefully the game runs a bit faster. I know other people are at war, but we're not. It takes 16 months. You know what? I could do it. What's the culture here? Egyptian. No, I was gonna say I might have 20 dev. Wait, this is 20 itself, but it would have to be stated. No, I can't accept Egyptian culture, which would make it faster. That's fine. Okay, guys, literally we need to call that and dev it up to 20, which 30 rather, which allows us to pass this. And then we can mend the schism. We just inherited Serbia. Cool. Nice timing. We got the goated song. The absolutely goated song from XCOM. Catholics are looking awfully happy. Milan's happy. So the Netherlands... The timing's important. We could insult Denmark. I don't care about the parliamentary debates. That looks like it's +1 reputation. That would actually help us deploy vassalize Croatia. Yeah, I should have pushed on for more border goal, guys, to improve the border, but this is just cancer. It's just cancer. Look how slow it is. Look at that end of month autosave. It takes like freaking 10 seconds to do 1 day. What a joke. We're just literally waiting on this. I'm going to trading company it because it's going to reduce the unrest to 0. Alright, let's shoot a massive gift over to the Netherlands. Hopefully positive relations are enough, considering a coalition doesn't exist. That his attitude goes away. It is. Cool. Okay, this is it, boys. We're just waiting for this. It's about 11 months away, so it's going to take about 2 minutes. Well, I've never mended the schism before. Even though I've spammed Byzantium so many times, we played the early game, and a lot of my time playing the game, Byzantium has been in old previous patches prior to the OP mission tree. This is a first for me. Orthodox, mending the schism, and it seems like Aragon over in Africa will not be Orthodox. Looks like Austria will not be Orthodox. Castile and Portugal. But what I am wondering is, will their colonies or their subjects, because Hungary will be if their subjects do it, and the whole New World will be Orthodox. I'm not sure there's even a single one that won't flip. So if subjects are allowed to do it, it will literally be Austria, Castile, Portugal. I think that's it, which will be like the only Catholics are in Aragon. That's pretty cool, but maybe subjects don't flip, I don't know.
And then obviously there's Protestants. Seems like everybody's pretty happy with me. Catholics, apart from the ones I mentioned. We've damn near converted our whole country. That's because I slacked off on expanding. 10 dev. I can put down the edict, but it's going to cost us about 100 monarch points, which we can afford. It cost me 10 admin to stab up. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Okay, this is it. November. 5th of November. We're a month out. We're 2 months out. Come on, baby. Let's go. This is the credits of... Is it the first game or the second game? I think it's the second game. I love this song, dude. What a good franchise. I'm turning it up, guys, for the finale. Okay. Should convert it to Orthodox, but we don't care. So the actual Pentiarchy is to convert them. They're inside of trading companies. If I convert them to my religion, we get another missionary in prestige. 52, that's brutal. $52 months. Constantinople gets condition C to the Patriarch, giving 10% dev cost reduction, 12 yearly tax income, that's 1 monthly, local tax 25%, damn. They will also, they'll also receive the modifier? Damn! Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces including our capital, guys. Wait, that's 5 monthly income, but also 25% tax and so on, that's crazy, man. Disables the Catholic papacy. That means, of course, the papal interactions that the AI gets, and then... Skadosh. Mending the schism. Every Catholic will be prompted to convert to Orthodox. Nations who are set to our rivals' outrage or hostile will not convert. Alright, so I'm going to assume subjects do convert. Let's find out. We just... The Defender of the Faith just got maxed, unsurprisingly. Let's take a look. They do. They do. Let's go. So Portugal, Castile, and Austria did not, as well as the exiled Aragon. Even the Congo flipped, guys, to Orthodox. Cool. So the entire New World, including... Oh, what? Why did Peru not flip? Randomly, Peru didn't flip. Oh no, so some of the colonial nations didn't. That's weird. So the English ones did. And then I thought, oh, the Portuguese ones didn't, but some did, some didn't. Even though they're friendly. That's weird. Let's look at Hungary or Lithuania. Oh yeah, they flipped. Sweet. That's weird. So, just the odd one didn't. Well, as you guys can see, we even have a Russian Orthodox colony. So that's cool. Okay, the whole world is Ortho gang. Of course, that means now if we annex Austria, we'd get way less AE as well as Iberia. Way less AE, both of which we have claims on. We freaking did it, boys. They flip but not converted. No, the provinces don't convert, but that's a good point because the colonial nations often they have like zero malice built into their ideas, but they do convert, but just very slowly typically. You can see the first one, they've got zero penalties from other religions. But of course they will also colonize. So looks like their capital's converted. The capital's converted, but they will colonize the rest to be Orthodox, and they do slowly convert the occasional province. So definitely the religion of the world is going to be extremely Orthodox. But there we go, guys. I mean, that's a clapper in chat. We absolutely crushed as Byzantium. I slacked off a lot. The game sucks, and it's like my client. I don't know what to do about it. As you can see, it's barely playable. It's just like misery as the game goes on. But that's it. We'll be doing some early game shenanigans. I'm not sure exactly what it will be. Maybe not tomorrow. I'll think about it. Thanks for watching. Take care, guys. I'll see you next time. If you guys want to hang out with me, I appreciate it. Bye, guys.